Why are the AirPods Pro so popular? Well, it all stems from one thing: convenience. Picture this: you have any combination of iPhone, iPad, MacBook, iMac, or even an Apple TV. Now imagine having one set of earbuds which connects effortlessly between each and every one of them without even pressing a button. That is what makes the AirPods such a great product, and ultimately is a huge contribution to why they have become the #1 selling wireless earbuds. It really all starts from the moment you unbox them and pop open that lid. If you have an iPhone next to you, it will instantly notice them and want to connect. Once they have connected to your iPhone and your iCloud account, any device linked to that iCloud account will instantly have access and can switch as soon as any content is played. Here's a scenario: you're sat listening to music or watching a video on your MacBook Pro. As soon as you pop your AirPods in your ear, it will instantly switch from your built-in speakers to the AirPods. But wait, you're getting a phone call on your iPhone. Well, you could answer that on your MacBook, but for this example, we're going to keep it old-fashioned. Once you accept that call on your phone, the AirPods will instantly switch from your MacBook Pro to your phone, and it will pause any content currently playing. There isn't another product on the market that can switch between this many devices. I think the maximum I've ever seen is 2 from competing brands like Sony, and even then, you sometimes have to manually switch to the second device. Are you starting to see what I mean about convenience? I've personally owned 2 pairs of AirPods, the original AirPods with the upgraded MagSafe case, and a pair of AirPods Pro. They were both fantastic products, but the sound quality was not all that. If anything, I'd say they were pretty average. The noise cancelling and sound on the original AirPods was good, but compared to products I've owned from Sony, One More, and even Edifier, they were stomped on and outperformed in many ways. So when Apple released their AirPods Pro 2, I decided against buying them. Despite being released to a lot of fanfare and positive reviews, I just didn't think it was enough to justify spending so much money on another pair of earbuds. Then Apple decided to drop the USB-C version, which included several updates in design and features in addition to the USB-C port. That is IP54 resistance for the buds and case, making them now sweat and dust resistant, and for those looking to shut themselves off from the world, they now offer lossless audio support for the upcoming Apple Vision Pro. So what did I do? I did what any tech enthusiast with little self-control would do. I went and bought them, and honestly, I was very surprised by them. I did not think the convenience of Apple's device switching could get any better, but somehow these have improved on my original AirPods Pros. No longer do they randomly disconnect or fail to connect at all. They instantly connect the minute I put them in my ears, and device switching is so incredibly fast. With the V1 Pros, sometimes scrolling on social media with my phone would randomly trigger them to disconnect or pause the content I'm listening to on my MacBook Pro. So the fact that the connection is more secure is such a welcome change for me. What else is new? Well, for me, the best addition to the AirPods Pro 2 is volume control. One thing that plagued the previous iteration of AirPods is the lack of audio control. The only way you could change your audio levels is to talk to Siri or use your phone or your computer's volume controls. Now you can simply swipe up or down on the stems to adjust your volumes, and this is such a huge quality of life improvement that I say it warrants upgrading alone. Outside of that, we have a built-in speaker on the case for Find My support, and for those who like to add a lanyard to their belongings, there's now a hook for that. What about noise cancelling? Well, this is where I find them so peculiar. When I'm sat at home, they do a good job at blocking out specific frequencies, but I can still faintly hear people talking in the other rooms, and they really struggle to block out the insanely loud fans on my 3D printer, which is one thing I would have hoped they could do after hearing so many good things about the noise cancelling. But then if I'm stood on the side of a busy road or sat in a cafe, it cuts out almost all the noise around me. It's actually scary how well they work in these scenarios. So I'm incredibly confused as to how they can adapt and silence hundreds of different engine noises and voices outdoors and close up. But indoors, my fans and voices in another room sneak their way into my audio listening experience. Transparency mode has always been excellent on the AirPods Pro, and with the AirPods Pro 2 it has improved quite a bit. The best way I could describe it is like what I'd imagine wearing a hearing aid is like. Everything around me is amplified, For example, my keyboard I use at my desk sounds great on its own, but it sounds even better with transparency mode. People around me are crystal clear and could somewhat be a huge privacy issue for those around you. You can hear conversations in the distance with ease. It's actually quite worrying and probably a big privacy issue. Another new feature is conversation awareness. When this feature is turned on, the AirPods will adapt the volume if it detects someone trying to talk to you, making it far easier to converse with someone. However, as a matter of principles and manners, if someone is talking to you and you have your AirPods in, take them out. It might just be me, but I find it incredibly rude if you're talking with someone and they can't give you their full attention. Spatial audio is still a very unique and interesting feature. However, I do not use it at all. I see the appeal of it and how it may give you a unique immersion, but to me, it's something I'd rather do without. Audio quality has improved a fair bit. It isn't a major improvement, but if you weren't overly impressed with the V1s, I'd say it is a big enough quality jump to justify any sort of upgrade. Oh, and I can't forget to mention that battery life is much better now. I can get about 6 hours of listening on a single charge, and the charging case can now boost that up to 30 hours. It's actually amazing to be able to sit through almost an entire day of work without having to take these out and pop them in the charging case. I'm also loving the convenience of how you can charge these. You can use the included USB-C cable, a MagSafe charger, an Apple Watch charger, or a plain old wireless charging pad. So in summary, the new AirPods Pro 2 with USB-C sound better, last longer, are more resistant to dust and sweat, have an improved case, better sound cancelling, new audio features, and as always, they're extremely convenient. Apple's products are extremely popular, and these are undoubtedly the best earbuds for every single Apple product out there. So it really is easy to see why the AirPods Pro are so popular.